Hello and welcome to another edition of Once Upon a Week. My name is Chris Billingham, half of the podcast duo Nothing But Static, and this is my weekly vlog on Once Upon a Time, where I watch an episode a week. Last week's vlog I watched with Dan, because we were together to record our first ever podcast with a guest, which you can check out on nothingbutstatic.co.uk, by the way. Our guest was the wonderful Tom Cullen from Soho Radio. Really fun episode. Check that out. So we were together when he watched it. Something I said in it made him go, oh, you've no idea what you've just said. And I still don't have any idea what I've just said, because I've just watched the episode. But he kind of went, oh, when is it? Because you're close to the episode that, oh God, it's the next episode you watch. And I know there's been some comments on the video, and I know someone else has said to me that I said something last week that majorly comes into play in the episode I'm about to watch. Like I say, I don't know what that thing is. To the point where Dan was like, give me a call when you begin to watch it. Unfortunately, I've not been able to do that because I'm recording really early, so I don't want to, wake him up or anything like that. Because I've got to go to the bank, which is not a detail you needed. It's just quite a dull insight into my weekend. So I don't know what I said, but obviously after watching the episode I will. So what I said I'm going to insert here now. If it explores Little Red Riding Hood and Grandma, which I'm quite looking forward to actually. I'm looking forward to that. Whereas if they tomorrow went, I don't know, here's Beauty and the Beast or something like that, that would make me be a bit like, it's that's out of nowhere if we just see Beauty and the Beast for like one episode. Okay, so anyone who watches the series and realises what I said, we're about to watch me finding out that, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. Anyone that hasn't seen it, spoilers. So, thank you for watching, even though you don't have any investment in Once Upon a Time. But spoilers ahoy. So yeah, I'm going to cut the chat. I think it's to do, because the bit he said that was when I was talking about extra additional characters. So, I guess we've got one of those episodes coming up. I don't really know. I'm going to go find out, then come back. Okay, cool. I've got it loaded up. I'm going to go watch it. Well, I now realise what I said. I made a comment about Beauty and the Beast, and I made a comment about additional characters and preferring to spend time on ones that were invested. And I used Beauty and the Beast as an example, genuinely off the cuff. I didn't realise the show then dealt with Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, that would be it. So very quickly to summarise this episode, I really didn't know that was coming. Anyway, I can get to it. To summarise this episode, it looks at Rumpelstiltskin. It tells a flashback story of his, where it also becomes apparent that he's the Beast, and we basically see Beauty end up in his as his slave, as his mistress. Not mistress, that's the wrong word, but his. She cleans for him. She's his maid. Mistress is sort of the right word, because she develops feelings for him. And we see the Queen tells her that true love's kiss will break any curse, which is interesting, because will a true love kiss break this curse, or have we already established that the curse they're under now is way too powerful? But I don't know. Anyway, so she tries to kiss him, but he doesn't. He wants to be Rumpelstiltskin, so he gets angry with her and basically says, no one could ever love me, etc. And then in the present day, Mr. Gold has been robbed, and it's Beauty's father, set up by the Queen, and basically we deal with him trying to get back a china cup which is chipped by Beauty in the fairy tale world. So we then see why he really wants that. And then at the end, there's some really cool stuff where the Queen and Mr. Gold, so the Queen and Rumpelstiltskin, admit to each other that they know that they've come from another world, which is very exciting. There's also one more, before talking about the Beauty and the Beast stuff, I'll do it now. There's a moment at the end that I want to mention, where David buys 2 Valentine's cards, and he accidentally gives one to Margaret, Mary Margaret, and God, what an idiot! What kind of a person does that? Like, I've never had an affair, but that seems like a really stupid thing to do. Why would you buy both cards, write them both at once, and then just they're in my pocket for when I happened upon them? Like, he was seeing, like, he knew he was going to go to the club and try and find Mary Margaret, so just write that card, keep the other one in your pocket, give her that card. Go home, nip upstairs, I'm just going to the loo, write the card, give her the card. Like, what a dick. Stupid. Like I say, I'm not the kind of person who would have an affair, but that strikes me as a really dumb thing to do. But luckily, it led to us doing the, we love each other, but we can't really see each other because you're married plot, which is good, because they've not done that before. Many times. They've done that plot a lot. I'm a big fan of their love story. Stop doing that plot. Do something different with it, please. Which maybe suggests next week they're going to do something different with it. If last week's Beauty and the Beast was anything to go by. So yeah. I mean, obviously this was written 4 years ago, but it felt like the creators were just like, all right, fuck you, Chris, because they basically what they did was they did Beauty and the Beast. But Beauty is clearly going to be in it again. Beast was a character we already knew, and they put in Cinderella as well. Like, the Cinderella bit really felt like it was to spite me, because I can't remember if I referenced it last week, but I have used Cinderella as the example of the character that appears to not be coming back. But she came back, so maybe I'm wrong, and it looks from this week's episode I'm wrong when I say that, and every kind of off-the-cuff character will actually come back. And hey, if it's all part of a big game plan, fab. Let's talk about making Rumpelstiltskin the Beast. Genius. Just another layer of we're going to twist these fairy tales around a bit. Like, what a twist. Like, okay, well, this is how we're going to twist it this week. We're going to make an existing character, an existing fairy tale character, another fairy tale character as well. We're going to explore that story, explore that world. That is sort of, to me, how the show must progress then. It's a bit clearer now. They just keep exploring worlds and realms and stuff. And I mean, obviously I know Wonderland exists, so they must do that. But this isn't actually this isn't even a world. This is just within the world already existing. They're mixing it up a bit. Wonderful. Like, I mean, I suppose really, if they're going to do it that way, there's endless possibilities, and that's really the beauty of the show. That was fantastic. And Robert Carlyle and Emily de Raven, like, what a great combination. Both of them superb in this. You know, because it's difficult, and the storyline. Like Beauty falling in love with the Beast that quickly. I think they played it right. Although, as I say that, I have to give that more thought, and I imagine some people probably didn't think they played that right. But I sort of believed that it was quite complex, and she, over those months that we didn't see, sort of fell in love with him. And I think the acting really pulled it off. So yeah, although it was done quite quick, you know, it is a fairy tale that does fit the show. But I love that. I love the twist that Rumpelstiltskin was also the Beast. Although I wanted to say it at the end. Like, I wanted him to be like, my name is Rumpelstiltskin, but I also go by the Beast. You could even then do spoilers for future, like if they keep making him loads of characters. So it'd be like, I'm Rumpelstiltskin. I'm also known as the Beast. I'm also known as, I can't think of any other fairy tale villains, but you know what I mean. They stopped doing villains. Like, I'm also known as the guy, the Mustafa. I don't know the Lion King that well. It's really embarrassing. Loads of people are going to be like, you don't know the name of the villain in the Lion King, but I don't. But you know what I mean. Just list off like 10 names until eventually he's naming the part of like the 7 dwarfs we've not met yet. Do you know what I mean? It just gets ridiculous. I'm also known as one of the apples from the tree in the Queen's garden. Like, he's like 50 characters. that would have entertained me. But it would have been a bit silly, so I can understand sticking to Rumpelstiltskin, because that's the idea, isn't it? Like, he's not Rumpelstiltskin and the Beast, really. He's Rumpelstiltskin, and Rumpelstiltskin in this interpretation is also the Beast. It's very clever. Yeah, looking forward to more excuses. I'm glad that's coming back. More excuses for why Emma and Henry get to see each other. This week's excuse was she wanted to speak to Rumpelstiltskin. Can't wait to see what they do next week. I'm glad that motif is back, because it's, you know, it's just too simple to have them be allowed to see each other and the story to develop. We have to chuck in this angst and that element. Yeah. No, I do quite like. It does genuinely entertain me when they have to come up with excuses to allow those two to speak to each other. It's ramping along. The plot is ramping up. I'm excited to see where it goes next. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Really enjoyed this week. I guess really I can never moan about additional random characters we've not met before again. So that's gonna cut down these vlogs, because it seems the last few weeks I've spent most of my time doing that. So yeah, can't wait for next week's episode. nothingbutstatic.co.uk. Check out the website. Check out the podcast. Check out just 100 little pages. Dan's new vlog series that looks at writing. He's working really hard on putting that together and making it honest and making it interesting, so it's well worth checking out. And check out the rest of the stuff we do, obviously, at Nothing But Static without the G on Twitter and such like. So yeah, my name's Chris, and I will see you once upon a week.